Okay, we're live and welcome to Friday, June 5th. And we are going to be talking about our latest release today called Know Your Why. So I'm here with Sarah, who hopefully everybody knows by now. If not, she is my partner in crime here at Team Content Sparks when it comes to all this stuff, and especially with how to use the different pieces of content, because Sarah's been using like everything, practically everything that we have.
Yeah. The only thing I don't have is personal brand, but got everything else.
Okay, well, we'll have a little discussion about that.
And then I can say I've got the entire collection.
So this new one on Know Your Why, this is an important one. I think that everyone's going to want to take a look at, whether it's to use with your own followers or for yourself, because there are a lot of exercises and questions. There's a lot of self-reflection in here about really finding your inner why, your purpose, what motivates you in all your actions in life. And you'll want to go back and look at it periodically, because things happen in your life that impact what your why is. You know, there's one thing in the course which I can show you. That's a timeline where you look back and you reflect on sorry, I'm just getting distracted by a comment, where you look back and reflect on different things in your life. So I'll open up and show that in a second. I just want to take a quick look. Todd said the modules on the page skip from 4 to 8. I'm not quite sure what that is, but I'll take a look. Maybe something got corrupted in the file when you downloaded it. You should definitely, whenever you see any kind of issue at all in any kind of download, or you're having trouble, please immediately send an email to support@contentsparks.com. And Fiona will see that, and she'll be able to take a look and see what the problem is and fix anything that might have happened there, or send you, if it's just a case of a corrupted file, send you a link. Okay. So thanks for telling us, Todd. We'll take a look at that. Anyway, what I was saying is, this is something that I think changes often over your life. For some people, they just know it from childhood, and that's great. Lucky. Not everyone has that. But for most, you have lots of things that happen in your life, and you want to move forward knowing clearly why you do what you do, and making sure you make decisions that are in line with that why. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's a difficult concept. So Todd, you said on the page, not on the download. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to share the screen for a second so we can take a look. And I'm not sure whether you mean the sales page, but let me take a look in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, look at that. Suddenly goes to 8. Okay. Thank you for pointing that out. I missed that. You know, it's often the stuff in the big print that you miss. You know, the headline where there's the one typo and you review every little word and everything's perfect, and then you miss something in the headline. Thank you for pointing that out, Todd. I appreciate that.
There's only 5 modules, though. There's
yes,
not missing 3 modules in there. That it's a 5-module course.
Exactly. Do you want to say anything before I open up some of the materials?
Yeah, don't buy it. It's a really good one, and I don't want the competition. Sorry, did I say that out loud?
Yeah, you did, actually. I'm also going to just make sure that I've got the URL going here too. No, I think it's
got
just
the slides open, and I've just recolored them actually to my brand colors.
And just so you know, this is the URL for what we're talking about today, contentsparks.com/know your why. So all one word. That's the short link that should get you right to it. And Todd, I was just mentioning, for anyone else, if you have questions, you can always send them to support@contentsparks.com. Okay, really important. All right, let's go back. Hi, Ari. Good to see you. Anyone else? Put in where you're from, comments, questions, any sort of questions you have about any of this. We are here to answer them. And at the same time, we're going to go through all the materials or some of the materials, whatever Sarah tells me she wants to see on the new course. And if there is anything specific you want me to open up and show you, I will do that as well. And we'll just keep an eye out on the comments. All right. What were you going to say, Sarah?
I think what I would like to say today, Sharon, is the exercises. I'm exercise mad at the moment. I think it's because when you've got a really good exercise, you can get your client to envision a transformation. So if we can look through the exercises, people can get an idea of how they can help their client. Now, before we came live, Sharon was talking to me and she was saying this in her heart is something that isn't delivered to huge groups of people with them all interacting with each other, but it's something that's deeply personal and intense and a private experience. So it lends itself really well to being delivered by video and to have perhaps a follow-up call with you afterwards to iron out any kinks. So if you're thinking about how you can deliver this program, then think of it as perhaps part video, part call with you afterwards. So you've got a nice little, somebody comes on, they can have the video calls themselves, and the upsell can be a one-to-one call with you, or perhaps 2 or 3 one-to-one calls with you, so you can help somebody really understand their motivations.
Yeah, because this is difficult to do on your own. I don't think people would want to do it in a group though, unless there's a lot of trust already in the group. But I think it's something you could do well on your own, and then really helpful to talk it through with someone else to see whether they're understanding. Not that you're not giving them the answers in this case, you're giving them the questions to ask themselves, to think about and explore. And they're not going to be able to answer absolutely everything, but it will help them with thinking. So this is a great thing for coaches, for any sort of coaches, to really be to help people with reflecting on that. All right. And a small group, I could see they work in a small group, like I said, where there's a lot of trust too. All right. And Jane says, hi from Southwest France. Good to see you, Jane. And David's here as well. David Ashley, good to Heart Source. Oh, so this is right up your alley, I'm sure. Definitely. All right. So this is the action guide. I'm going to try and look at this and show you at the same time. So you're not going to be able to read all of this stuff. So I'm just going to talk through some of it so you can see what this is all about. There are 5 modules. Why you need to uncover your why, discovering your passions, living on purpose, and of course integrating your why with your professional life too, since we focus also on business stuff. So you can adapt any of this just like with any of our courses. Pay close attention to any examples so that they're relevant to your audience. But everyone does have a very different why, a very personal why that doesn't have to do with the business or the marketplace that they're in. All right. So that shouldn't be as big an issue. You'll go through why you need to uncover your why. How would your life be different? Everything you think is holding you back. There's lots of great things in here. Personal timeline. Do you want to see the personal timeline?
Yep.
I can open that up too. This is kind of cool. So this is a nice thing. We have it in PowerPoint so that you can edit it however you want. And then you can print it out as either a PDF or an image or something like that you can give out to people. A PDF is probably easiest. Or they could just draw out a piece of paper. And the idea is that they put in on the top different milestones that were more positive and the ones on the bottom maybe more negative. So different milestones that happened in your life. There's born, married, Maybe something happened when we were divorced, maybe some other significant event. There's children and stuff like that, but there's other ones. Actually, there's an example in here too. Moved, there's some sort of bereavement, bought a house, but there are other things, started a business. I have things like, obviously my children, but I was there at 9/11 and that had a big impact on the way I viewed things. I worked my way towards a job that I found that I hated after spending years and the revelation that this was not what I wanted to do or any kind of impact, things like that, whatever was a significant milestone. So you get people to do that and reflect on that as part of the exercise. And let me just go back to this. So that you take a look,
Sharon, if you cloned those so you could get your client to do a personal timeline and perhaps a career timeline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be interesting too, where they're thinking about different things, why they made different decisions at different times. Because those are some of the questions in here. Risks you took, decisions you made, looking at different patterns. They go through discovering your passion. So there are questions around there, dreams you had as a child, but actions you've taken, what energizes you. What else is in here? I'm just looking at this. And you're always looking at themes and patterns, choices you've made. Was it a free choice? Because a lot of times you do things in life just because they happen. It came along. It wasn't a conscious or purposeful decision. It just was there at the time. Let's see, there's the attitude, belief, current choice exercise, negative and positive. So there's a lot of different self-reflection things in here. And you're always looking for clues for your big why. All right. And then just living on purpose. Other questions around here. There's the 5 whys we have in here, which is a great exercise to go through for anything. But in this case, you're doing it around, I do what I do because, and then drill down. I do it because of this, and leading down to your core why. That's an exercise a lot of people use in different situations to find the root of a problem also. So it's a good exercise to know and get comfortable with. Integrating it into your professional life. So looking at how you can get your passions, your why, your values. Looking at ways you can help others, using your skills. And then there's an exercise in here around core values. And then in the integrating it in your life, you look at each one and also see, how do I exhibit it or fail to exhibit it? What I need to do to change, how I can interact and behave with others to express that value more. So there are 3 key questions you're always looking at there. And that's a really great exercise to do once you've gone through, your core values too. What else? There's a vision statement. 3 ways you can express it. And then at the end, there's a couple places to do like a 6-month check-in and a 12-month check-in to think about what you've discovered about yourself, how your life has changed, how you've increased your impact. Do I need to refine it? Because usually you've learned something and you want to go back and refine it some more, because everybody's a work in progress. And like I said, things impact your life, things you see, things that happen to you that can change your why and how you want to move forward. Right? So that is the action guide. Do you want to see that in a Trello board?
Go on then, show us this.
So this is just the action guide. There's lots of other content, but we have a Trello board, which is actually in the expansion pack. So there's the main course called Know Your Why that has the course book and all this other stuff in here, which is kind of hard to see on the screen, but course book, action guide, cheat sheet, which is like your summary, big slideshow, all that stuff. And then there's a kind of an add-on package that you don't have to get. It's not necessary, but it has some extra stuff like blog posts that I can show you.
Necessary. You've got to have the blog posts.
Well,
or the
The reason I say not necessary is some people, I will remain nameless, sell stuff where it really doesn't work unless you have the upsell. So this is not an upsell. This is an add-on for more content with blog posts and emails and some other stuff as well. There's actually, this is good. I didn't show you this. This is a more in-depth worksheet that would actually make a good lead magnet too. So this is Find Your Life Purpose. It goes into more questions if you want to go more in depth, or even make it a lead magnet or a bonus where you go through 15 questions for finding your life purpose. So I like this too.
Yeah, that could be a nice masterclass that leads into the big course.
Yep, exactly. Lots of stuff. Okay, so let me go back. I promised you a Trello board. Where's my Trello board? I got to find it. It's a good question. Where is the Trello board? Is it here? It is here. Yes, it is. There's your Trello board. So the Trello board, you get a link to in the expansion pack, and all you have to do is, it's like an interactive action guide. So we took the different checklist activities from the action guide and put them into this. So you can just, you make a copy of the Trello board, you add your branding so you can change the background really easily. The little images at the top of each are from Canva. So there's a link in there, and in the PDF, it has a link to a Canva template. So you can go in and change those to something that reflects your branding more and your audience more as well. So for instance, in here, let's see if I can do it. I'm looking over at my other monitor, which is why I look like I'm looking away from you. So it says about this board, I go back to the menu and I just click on change background, and you can go into photos, and there's a whole range of stuff from Unsplash in here. So I would just type in, say you want to have family or community or something like that, say family, might be a big Y for some people. You can just pick from a variety of different things here, and it will change the background. So there's something like that. It's a little bit distracting as a background, but that kind of thing would also work as a background, and you can just go ahead and find something in Unsplash in here, right? So pick and choose. So that's a fun thing to have. And then what you can do is have them in each one go through and use this. Whenever somebody makes a copy of it, it becomes theirs, and they can use these little check boxes as they go through each thing to make sure that they've done them. So write down everything you think is holding you back. When and what risks did I take? Every time they've answered it, they can even do it right in here and add a little card of some sort. But they then check this off. And you can, again, edit it however you want, change that. There's, let's see, where's the link to the Canva template?
Card underneath.
Oh yeah, Canva. Here it is.
The good thing about the checklists is if you do follow up with a personal call, you can see at a glance what somebody's struggling with, because it's a thing they can't tick off.
Exactly. And you can also, this is that Canva template, so it's easy to change out. You just go into photos and pick a different photo that you might want in there, and then you just drag it and drop it and put it in there, whichever one you want, right? Oh, there's some good.
Beach one.
Huh?
The beach one, it goes with the theme on the board.
Where's the beach one?
The girl
this one?
at the top, she's on the beach, isn't she?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, this one? Oh, yeah. Is that the one you were talking about?
Well, they're all good.
They're all good. There's tons of good ones in here. So you would just pick out something that reflects your branding, and you can add your logo in here, because you can always upload. And Canva's free. It won't have all the things. There is a business account. I happen to have a business account, so there are some things that you have to that you can't save. Like I have a folder with logos in here, but it's easy to just use it for free and just upload your logo when you want to put it in. All right, so that's that. What else do you want to see in here? Oh, I just changed this. How do I undo everything now that I just did that? Let's see. What was the family one? Because this is a link, I'm not sure. This is probably just
If you did Control Z, would it undo it?
I don't know.
Terry, this is offered when you add the product to your cart. A new page will open and it will say these are the things that might be useful to you. And one of those things right at the top is the expansion pack. There's also the niche market. So if somebody's looking for a niche, well, that one's quite good with him swinging the kids, but you found the original picture.
Okay. That's the original one that's on the sales page. So, okay. Sorry.
Yeah,
Where's this add-on offer? Yeah, you're going to see that once you add the main thing to your cart. So you click on add to cart, it's going to redirect to this page, which says suggested add-on courses. And there is a separate sales page for the expansion pack, but you can grab it here too, and it shows what's in it. All right, so there's the Trello board, there's this worksheet, Trello board, emails that you can use either for lead nurturing or for follow-up after the course. So it's, say you use the life purpose one, or you did something else as a lead magnet. You could then use these emails as your starting point for following up, or just, use them in general as students. So you've got breakthrough what's holding you back by discovering your why. Can you communicate your why to others? How to discover the passion you never knew you had, stuff like that. And then blog posts as well, which can be blog posts, and they could be the basis for emails or live streams, whatever you want to use it for. There are a couple other things that we put on sale at the same time that are related, like From Values to Profit, because that's all about core values and your core business values, which is different from knowing your why. There will probably be some crossover because especially if you're a coach or consultant, your personal values and why will line up to your business values, or at least they should. Niche market match is about finding the niche that you want to work in as well. So that's a little bit different. Where were we? What do you want to see next? And anybody who's watching, if there's something specific that you want to see, and that while I'm here opening the stuff up, please do let me know. Otherwise, Sarah is just going to tell me what to open and what she wants to see.
Well, can you show us some of the slides, Sharon?
Okay. Let's go in here. Okay, so I'll go back to Know Your Why and open this. So that's in the instructor materials, slideshow, and here we go. And there you go. Place to put your logo and your design. And if we're really lucky, Sarah's going to start putting together a template with in Canva, right? For slides we were talking about.
Yep,
Not a freebie. Sorry, guys, but
Yeah.
something that would be templates to use for different things. If that's something that interests you, please do let us know also, because people have been enjoying the Canva templates. So we were thinking about doing some sort of other templates where you could take content from your course book and action guide or slides and put them into Canva, just like a copy paste. I know some people do that. Jane asked, do you think this could be used to incorporate alongside finding your niche? Yes, I do. And that's one of the reasons we put that other one on sale at the same time, the niche market match, because I think you need to really know your why. And then if you're looking at starting a business, there's one thing in the course on Know Your Why where you look at how you're going to integrate it with your business or your career or your job. But if you want to start a business, doing the other course that goes in more depth on finding your niche is going to be really helpful. I would do Know Your Why first, and then the niche market match. And the core values one that we put on sale at the same time too, I think is really important. And you would probably do after the niche one. So understand your internal why, think about what niche will reflect that, and that you want to work in and build a business in, decide on your core values. And, we have tons of other courses too. So yes, that would be the short answer. Or not so short. And just remember that the URL for this, which I should show again, is contentsparks.com/knowyourwhy. So hopefully very memorable. And you can change the name of the course naturally, which most people do too. So going back again, let's see. This is the slide. So as I said, you put your logo in. This goes alongside the course book. And you'll see that underneath each one in this fine print on the screen, it's not so fine print, but that is text from the course book so that you can use those as your guide for your speaking notes. So when you go off and you record video of this, so say you want to go this weekend and take each module and record them as short videos and just get something up really quickly before the weekend's over. Add your branding to this and record. The notes are there to guide you, the speaking notes. Put it in your own language. Use your own words so that it sounds natural, all right? Don't read the script or it's going to sound very stilted. So just a tip there as well. What do you want to see in here? Learning objectives. This questions thing is if you're doing it live. So if you're doing it as a webinar or a live stream of some sort, this is a placeholder to remind you to ask questions. And then you'll tell people the exercise. This first one with expectations really is setting it up before you teach the rest of the course. So you tell people a best practice for teaching anything, whether it's just a recorded video or live, is to make sure you tell people what you're going to be teaching them. So you tell them what you're going to be teaching them, you teach it, and then you tell them what they learned. That's standard. Repeat, 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 and hopefully everyone will take it in. And then they go off and do stuff and they internalize it. So that's what we have there. And then each module has its learning objective. And then there's some graphics, which you can edit and all this fun stuff. And to record it, you can record your screen as you talk through it. You can use the built-in PowerPoint recorder. You can use my favorite method, which is to record the audio separately and then insert it into the slides and do the timing and set up your rehearsed timings. ScreenFlow, Camtasia, so many options. So if you ever need help, advice, everybody has their favorite method. When you have questions, make sure you post them in the customer group as a customer so that we can help you with that, because everybody does have different experience. Let's see. Sorry, there's another question. I already have 4 of your courses that I'm working on. These presentations are not helping. Oh, what?
You can have a great curriculum there.
I want them all. I thought, oh my God, wait, we're not helping you? What do you mean? What can we do to help?
I thought to myself, am I really wanting to talk about why and intrinsic motivation and all things like that? You know, I'm from the Stephen Pressfield school of do the freaking work. Do I want it? And then I look at it and I think, you know what, that really does tie up nicely with how I think about things. Next thing I know, I have it and I'm unwrapping it. And as Sharon's saying, oh, what should we talk about on the call? I'm colouring in the slides.
Do you want to share? Do you already have something you want to share?
No, I just recoloured them, that's all. And I'm when we came on the call, I just started removing the surplus slides. So the ones with questions on, I take all of those out and I have my little formula. What I do is, I know some people go to the cheat sheet, I go to the slides and I look and see how many slides and I can visualize how long it will take me to record. So I know if there's 200 slides, it's going to take me about 5 hours. So I see that there's around 100 slides. I couldn't tell you precisely because I've already started deleting slides out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently on 94 slides and I'm about halfway through it. So by the time I'm finished, there's probably going to be about 85 slides. So it's going to take me about 2.5 hours to record. So I'm thinking, do you know what? I'm going to go over and deposit photos, because on deposit photos, I'll type in know your why and see what comes up. And then I'll find an image that I like, and that will become the title image that will go on all of the module 1, module 2 pages. And then I'll look at the colouring of that and I think, what's nice in there? Can I crop any elements out? Can I get any icons to match? And you've all heard about my stick figures. On one of them, I found these little stick figures with little ties on and little hats, and they were all learning. So I found them halfway through the course, that Create Your Successful Online course. And I threw out all of the images that I had and then went over and bought lots and lots of little stick figures. So they're all now stick figures throughout the course.
You realize we want to see these now. If you're going to
I've
bring it up.
Before. I'm sure I've shown them.
Yeah, but not everybody's seen it.
Oh,
And I don't remember because, you know, I'm getting older. My memory isn't always what it should be.
What I've got open at the moment.
Now you're making me want to delete these slides and everything, but
let me see if I can share.
I think it's a good reminder. Yeah, I can take this off and you can share.
Application.
And anybody who's coming in late and wants to know what we're talking about, this is our new course called Know Your Why. So it's contentsparks.com/know your why. All right. So make sure you check that out.
I've actually got open Isn't Know Your Why. This is Fast and Fearless Information Products.
Which
have been renamed Awesome Digital Products.
Love it.
And you can see we've got a woman with a magnifying glass and a guy with his stepladder. And I quite like that. And not too dissimilar to my branding. So then I found another one.
Got a plant.
And then I go through and I've just added that little symbol in the corner. And then I found another one. So this one, I think I've changed more to my branding colors. And then we're back to this one for the screen, the main screen. And you can see that it's branded up to the colors that I've got. And then
you learned how to change the colors quickly.
Yeah.
I showed you that at another thing.
You need to get the course because Sharon shows you all these shortcuts. So you can see I'm now back to the main image on the main slide, and then going down, and this slide here that I've recolored with the girl sitting on top of the target is what goes on my action steps. And then back to this one. So you can see this is a 77 slides in total after I've whipped them out and added in the next part and the visuals. And I find just the act of going through and looking up the images that I plan to use on deposit photos and putting them into the slides. As I'm doing that and going through it, and I won't pretend that this is a fast thing. Sometimes it can take me 2 or 3 hours just to recolor the images and put them in the places that they should be. But I find as I do that, I'm looking backwards and forwards at the content and I'm getting a big overview of it. And then I sit there and think, I wouldn't say that. And then I go and change it. And then I think, oh, I need to expand upon that. So I write a note underneath. And I find it's really just a good way of immersing yourself in the content without actually sitting down and reading it. It's sort of, you're doing it unconsciously or subconsciously, whatever one fits. And that's how I do it. And like I say, as soon as I unzip this, I started removing bits out straight away. So I knew it was going to be a winner for me, because if I unzip something and I don't feel the, oh, I can change that, or, oh, that's really good, I need to do this. If I can't do that, then it's not for me. It just means perhaps I'm not ready for this course right now. And I've got some that I've purchased One of them was the SEO. I had to do the basic SEO. I think that must be 5 years old,
The
and I didn't
Kaizen
touch
one.
that for 2 years. Yeah, and now it's keyword Kaizen. It focuses more on the keywords and the
Yeah.
other SEO elements. But when I first undid that, I knew I wanted it, but it didn't speak to me. But a
Yeah.
little while later, it spoke to me loud, and it got me up in the night and do something with me, please, Sarah. Please, please, take me into a course, please, please. And, who am I to deny this program? It's place in my academy. Who am I?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what's nice is, particularly for this one, it really is an evergreen course.
Mm.
We try to make everything evergreen. The SEO was a tougher one to do, and we actually did have to go back and update it at one point. I don't know whether it was after you put it together as a course or not, just because things change and there are new tactics for SEO. But doing the keywords doesn't really change that much. But this one, the Know Your Why, really is evergreen, because all these exercises, all the self-reflection questions and stuff are always going to be the same. This concept of having to know your why and what motivates you is not going away. So if you create a course today or this weekend about it, you're going to be able to keep delivering that, selling it, teaching it for years to come. So it's well worth the investment of your time and everything. All right. And people really get a lot out of it. What were you saying?
Just put at the bottom of your emails, you can put it there, know your why, and have the course there. And those that it speaks to, they can click. So you can be talking about something else, and there it is right at the bottom of your emails being promoted. So it's something that somebody might not be ready for right now, but they'll be ready for perhaps in 3 weeks or 6 months. It's something that you're going to bring in customers on a steady stream all of the time. It's not like one of those things where, like Facebook ads, they bring out a new style of ad and everybody's like, you got to have it, you got to have it, you got to have it. This is something that people sort of wake up one day and they think, why am I doing this? And that's when they start questioning. And there it is in your timeline, on social media, on your blog, at the bottom of your emails, and they click through, see how comprehensive it is. They already know how wonderful you are. So it becomes a no-brainer offer for you.
Yeah. And that becomes a nice passive one for passive income. And you could also have it as part of a series of different things where maybe they start, like if you're working with new entrepreneurs, people that are just wanting to start a business, this can be the first step that you have them work through in a series. So say you have an online academy. I know a lot of our customers put together a whole online academy of some sort, or mastermind series, things like that, where there are a series of courses to work through. And some of them might be ones that you created yourself that are part of some unique process that you follow. And then some might be ones you fill in because you don't have that material, and therefore you get some Content Sparks courses to fill in those gaps as well. So everybody uses this a little bit differently, but I could really see this being the first step that you'd work through, whether it's part of a training series of programs people do themselves, or whether you're doing one-to-one coaching, where I think, Sarah, you said earlier, they can go off and do maybe one of the exercises and then come have a short coaching call with you. And then they go off, you give them an assignment to go off and do more, and then they come back and discuss it. So it's great for that, dividing it up. Right. Sorry, I just have the slides up here.
If you're a coach, particularly if you do a lot of one-to-one, this can start off as passive income and become a lead generator for one-to-one calls for people who want to go deeper with you. So it's a really multi-purpose course.
Sorry, I'm just looking to see what else we've got going on here. So Chris said, looks amazing. Thanks, Chris. I don't know if timeless topic. Yes, it really, really is. And as you said, Chris, great for coaches. You can onboard new clients with this. Yeah, because it opens up all sorts of discussions. and reveals different things, different directions they might want to go into as well. Okay, let's go back. What do you want to see next? Because I'm going to wrap up very soon. I actually hear the garage door opening, which means my husband's coming home. And we may get interrupted. Yeah, the life of working from home.
Yeah. So those of you that are here, Jane, Chris, Ari, Terry, share with us in the comments what your why is, if you want to.
If you want to, you don't have to.
No.
David has it kind of right in his name, Heart
Yeah.
Source, kind of. I would love to hear what yours is. Who else is here? Not everyone's Todd. Okay. It's a very sensitive, personal subject too, which is why I said unless you have a very safe group where people start to know each other, they may not want to share what their personal why is as they go through. All right, it's kind of sensitive. All right, anything else you want me to show before we start closing up? People who are listening, again, if you want something in particular for me to open, I am happy to do that. Let's see. What else have we got? The cheat sheet's always fun. There's this overview infographic, which we often forget about.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and we have it done. I didn't even realize this. We have this, Fiona did this. It's a little bit different this time. So you can really see the roadmap. We were calling it a roadmap of modules. And luckily, module 5 does say module 5 here, not module 8. There are 5.
One of your customers recolor one of these, not this one, obviously. I think it was a podcast one, and share it on their timeline and said, who's interested in this? And loads of people were commenting saying, yeah, that looks great. That looks great. That looks great. And I was going to say, I might message them and find them. How did they follow up with that? Did they send them a link to the sales page? Did they get them on a call? But that's how they were using the infographic part of it to get people's interests and say, would you be interested in this? This is what it looks like. And I thought that was a really interesting use because I'd never done that.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah.
And I'm just thinking to myself, you could color that with your brand colors. You might want to call it module. You could call it session. And then you could perhaps share it on LinkedIn and find out from people whether they're interested in the program. And they could say, oh, I'm interested in just module 3, or I'm interested in module 2. And then you start to ask them questions. What was it about module 2 that caught your eye, and things like that? And it gives you ideas on things you can incorporate into your sales page, but also a deeper understanding of the client that this course will be for.
Yep. Oh, good. I like that idea. I'd like to hear who did that or what they did. Because that's not when we, Al did that?
I think so. I think
we have a whole video with Al that we'll have to share soon. The reason we'd originally done this was so that you can use it when you're teaching the course to keep referring back to where people are in the process, so that if you're doing it live, you can start out and just say, okay, this is the process we're going to go through. We're currently at module 1 at this section. And then when you get to module 2, you can go back and say, okay, we've done this, this, this. Now we're here. So it keeps giving them a point of reference of where they are. But you could also use this when you're selling the course. So say you do a live stream and you're talking about maybe one aspect of this. You could even do something like just do module 1 as free and then be selling the rest of the course. So you could do that as your freebie, and then at the end say, okay, well, I can take you, we can go through a much bigger process with more questions to really help you get to your why. And here's what we're going to cover in that course. So they get a good sense. They really know what they're going to be getting. And they've already heard you and participated with you teaching. So they know what they're going to get. They already trust you and are ready to learn more. So this is a good thing for that too. All right. I think we're in good shape here. What else did Chris say? I'm losing my mouse here. Ah, there it is. Many people, yes, via not just the pandemic, but there's so much chaos in the world, not just in the United States, but other things that are making people question their values and what's important to them throughout the world right now. All right. So I do think this will help with really reflecting on that. What did Jane said? I think I would need to come at it from a business perspective. Yes. One of my target group are people already in business, so just thinking how it would work. I also have an audience of creatives that could work well. Yep. Who may look to getting into this career. Yep. So I definitely think, usually all our stuff has a business angle to it. And this one starts out very personal, and then the last module goes into that integrating your big why into your professional life. So the way you can do it is, again, with the examples, like with any of the courses, go in, and when it's talking about examples, put in ones that are relevant. So if it's for creatives, what kind of things would be examples there? And same with other people that are already in business. Take out things like career, mentions to career and working in a company, and focus on entrepreneurs and owning your own business and what's important there. So you can definitely use this in different ways, just with some of the messaging and the marketing, without really changing much in the course at all. Because a lot of times the course stays the same, but your messaging is different when you present it. So definitely you can use it for different audiences. Any other questions? I don't see any other at the moment, but again, if you watch this later, again, the URL is contentsparks.com/knowyourwhy. And it is there at launch price at the moment, just until Wednesday, the 10th. So just for a few more days. It's on a very short release, this one, at the launch price, because we didn't want to overlap with future stuff. So I'd love to see people just grab the slides and quickly record some videos and get it up there right away. This is really important stuff right now. And you can always go back and refine it and add to it, and add other courses to it. But it's something you can get up really quickly and be making an impact right away and helping people right away, and build it into your other offers and do upsells for coaching. So I don't know what everyone's business model is. Everyone has something a little bit different. Think about how you could wrap this in and use it with your clients, with your followers, whether it's to send out as a bonus to existing clients that you have and really provide them with some value right now, things that they can be doing. It could be to get new clients on board. It could be a bonus for other courses that you do, or for signing up for some sort of other coaching series that you have. Lots of different ways to use it. And that is everything, I think, for now. Unless you have anything else, I'll come back on screen there with you. Do you have anything else to add?
Oh, no? I just want to get off and do my slides. You know what I'm like? I've got the itch now. My fingers just want to go for it.
Yes, go take action. Sarah is the role model here for action taker. As I always said, grab it, do it, don't overthink it. Do some of the exercises yourself as well, so that you really feel what it's like and start uncovering your own why too. I'm going to go off and do more of it too, because it's really eye-opening when you start asking yourself a lot of the questions in this course. Okay. And again, let us know if you have any questions at all. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Chris, Jane. Who else is here? Terry and Ari and David and Todd, for being here live. And if you're watching this afterwards, please, you can pop your questions in. We're always looking out for questions and comments. And otherwise, head over contentsparks.com/knowyourwhy, and hope to see you all with a course up there very soon. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye now.